Hello, my name's Steve Mills. Welcome to this short video. Today I'm going to be interviewing a friend, a client, and a really great guy whose name is Ricardo Kavanagh. Now, I'm over in the UK and Ricardo's in Argentina. And I love the fact that we can now, become friends with people in distant parts of the world. We can interview each other on Zoom, and we can also help Ricardo with his marketing. So I'm here today not to do that, but to just ask him a few questions about his business so that he can show his contacts and prospects and clients a little bit more about what he does. So welcome to the conversation, Ricardo. It's great to have you here.
Thanks, dude. My pleasure as well. And thanks for inviting me.
That's okay. So tell everybody to start with just a little bit of background about you and what you do now.
Well, I'm based in Argentina, and I have been working for more than 20 years at the capital markets industry, interacting with issuing companies, with investment funds, with investors, traveling all around South America, valuing companies. In the past few years, I've expanded my scope, and I got into the coaching world, into the world of soft skills. And now I'm providing advisory services to companies and people working at the companies that could be owners, C-level executives, CEOs, and helping them to take new actions in order to get to better results.
Okay, great, fantastic. And how do you do that? Because I always think, the world of coaching is so big. There's loads of things that, I'm a coach and you're a coach, and yet we do different things. So tell people a little bit more about, you're all about helping business leaders to become more effective. In what areas?
Okay, well, I feed myself from the experience that I've got working at corporations through many, many years. So I use coaching as another tool that I add to my many, many hats. But basically, what helps me out is to identify hurdles that are preventing people to take actions. And that might pertain to two things. First is the way we see things. Sometimes we feel that we cannot do something, so we will not do it. So that is helping them to think if they might be able to do it. And second and foremost is taking action.
Right. Okay, great. So, you must come across clients that have certain problems in their business or the way they're managing or whatever. So what would be, I don't know, the top three problems that you often help people with?
Well, the first one is, and this particularly pertains to leaders and to owners or CEOs, many times they feel alone and they need someone to talk to. And they are running fast on day-to-day issues without taking time to think. So helping them think strategically about the business. Another typical area is teamwork. I often find that teams have a deep problem in communicating, and there is a lack of trust among company members, given that the CEO doesn't rely completely on the ability of their executives. Their executives do not rely completely on their CEO, and many times they do not rely completely on their own. So it's helping them to build trust. That would be a second one in order for them to communicate more effectively.
Yeah.
And the third one is opening them up for change. What I found is a lot of resistance to change in the way that they are structured, in the adoption of technology, in the way they think about how to finance themselves, in the way that they work with millennials and the new working modes. So in all of these three areas I work with.
Yeah, no, I mean, that sounds fantastic. I've got to say, what you said about change is so so true, isn't it? You know, people hate change. They do anything rather than change. And you know, my father, I always remember my father telling me when I first started in business, he said, "You're only as good as the people who work for you." And that is so true. So, you know, getting the best out of your team is just absolutely essential in business, isn't it?
Yes, and I love something that I've learned through coaching, a definition of companies as a system of conversations. And that goes far beyond the typical definition of the net present value of the future cash flows, a system of conversations. So the better those connections between people are, the better the companies will be. And this, we find it continuously on Google and Spotify and all these companies where you have a plain structure and a system that it's working, and employees that are empowered by themselves. So
No,
this will help with.
I totally get that. And it all comes down to that thing, doesn't it, called communication, you know, the way we communicate within our team, the internal team, the external team of people, customers, and so on and so forth. And you know, as you said, it's all about, you know, as a business leader, you can sometimes feel very much on your own.
Completely. And the issues of communications, what I see is much pertaining to the team as a whole as to people within. You can see it on meetings. There are people that are able to speak out loudly and give their voice, others that remain quiet. So it's the need to work with people and with teams.
Yes, yeah, fantastic. So if somebody's watching this and they're interested in your help, what's the best thing for them to do? Where can they get hold of you? How do they contact you, Ricardo?
Well, the most direct thing would be to see my LinkedIn, Ricardo Cavana, and and you can book a meeting at our website that you can find at LinkedIn. It's integritasteam.com.
Okay, great.
And I would say that the first one is for free, and I would seek to provide value on that first meeting, but the first one is for free.
First meeting's for free. Go to your website and or find you on LinkedIn. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, thank you ever so much for your time, Ricardo. Thanks everybody for listening. Ricardo, I just say, is a great guy. If you need help with teams, with somebody to talk to as a business leader, or you need help, you know, trying to grow your business, then, you know, I would totally and utterly recommend his services. So thank you ever so much for listening, and we'll speak to you again next time.
Thank you, Steve.